one is the doctor?
The one with the white hair.
Speak up, I can't hear you.
We have been speaking to each other.
What is it you want of us? Why don't you let these space people go back to their Earth,
None of you can ever again leave the area of the sense sphere.
Why not?
You know the answer to that.
Because of molybdenum. We are not interested in it.
So you say. But once before we trusted Earthmen to our cost.
So Earthmen have visited the sense sphere.
Yes, and they caused us a fearful affliction. We shall not allow it to happen again.
What do you expect us to do? Drift around forever?
No, you must all come back with us. A special area has been prepared for you on the sense sphere. There you will live, and there you will be looked after.
These people cannot possibly accede to your request. It's out of the question.
You will do exactly as we tell you because you have no choice. None of you.
My party does have a choice. And I assure you, we have no intention of spending the rest of our lives with you.
Well, you have our answer. What do you propose to do?
We intend taking you down to the sense sphere. But we do not wish to harm you in any way.
Since we've met you, we have no wish to harm you either. But you must get off this ship.
What if we refuse?
We will attack you.
The other Earth people will not be able to help you.
Surely we've proved that we don't need help.
You have only proved that you can lock doors. We can unlock them.
Now listen to me, both of you. You've taken the lock of my ship and I want it returned immediately.
You're in no position to threaten us.
I don't make threats, but I do keep promises. And I promise you, I shall cause you more trouble than you bargained for. If you don't return my property.
Welcome back, my friends, to an all-new episode of Doctor Who and Mr. Drew. It's your old-time traveling companion, John S. Drew here, and we're taking the TARDIS into the future with a story called The Sensorites. Now, the short synopsis. The TARDIS lands on board an Earth ship that has been under the control of the Sensorites, an alien species that is paranoid about other aliens. The Doctor manages to win their leader's trust enough to visit the sense sphere. But there is a mystery there, as a plague appears to be affecting the Sensorites. Now, the 6 episodes of this story are Strangers in Space, The Unwilling Warriors, Hidden Danger, A Race Against Death, Kidnap, and A Desperate Venture. These episodes aired from June 20th to August 1st, 1964. There was a 1-week gap in the transmission between episodes 2 and 3 because of a sporting event that was given extended time. Now, the story was written by Peter R. Newman and directed by Mervyn Pinfield and Frank Cox. Now, in the last episode I mentioned I was of mixed emotions when it comes to this story. The reason being is that it really does start off very strong. The Earth ship that the TARDIS materializes in is a beautiful thing to behold, and the team that did the restoration on this DVD release should be commended for their work because it really makes the ship pop. I watched the episode originally on my PBS station. You know, it's the grainy footage and such, but the DVD really makes this ship look beautiful, especially for 1964 Doctor Who. I wish the restoration team would get a crack at the Aztecs because the DVD release could be even cleaner than what we have. Now, like I said, story-wise, the first 3 parts move along very well, and it's all very interesting as we learn about the Sensorites, who we're going to learn about someday being actually like cousins to the Ood, and it almost makes me actually want to see them return and how they'd be realized today. And these Sensorites are able to communicate via telepathy with Susan. Now, this was something that was promised from the very beginning of the show with the character of Susan, something, you know, or someone who is otherworldly. Save for her quirky behavior in that first story, An Unearthly Child, she's mostly seemed like most Earth teenagers. now here she is with this telepathic ability, and she's creating some real conflict with the Doctor, who doesn't want her getting involved as the intermediary in their communications with the Sensorites. It's very well played, and unfortunately, we're never going to see that aspect of Susan again. Where the story lags is once the crew makes their way to the Sense Sphere. The story bogs down, and it's weird, where we had the ship so beautiful at the beginning, the Sense Sphere you would think would be fantastic. It's this alien setting. It's not very well realized. In fact, there are parts of it that look exactly like the Dalek city on Skaro. The plot becomes very mundane, as we deal with the plague and the Doctor's attempts to save everyone before it's too late. There's a group of humans who are hiding in the sewers of the city, and that bothers some in the upper echelon, creating some of the tension. There's a caste system among the Sensorites, but it's more of a gimmick than something that should have been more built into the plot. There were just so many missed opportunities in the final three parts, and I must admit, I looked away a great deal in watching them. So I'm left with a conundrum of how I feel about this story and where I place it. It's not one I'd go back to immediately to watch, save for maybe the first 3 episodes with the shipboard scenes to again admire the details. Since I couldn't do that, it can't rank high on my list, and in the end, I'm giving it the last position of all the stories to date. So it's Marco Polo, the Daleks, the Aztecs, An Unearthly Child, Edge of Destruction, the Keys of Marinus, and the Sensorites. The second half of this story lets the whole plot down. So, what do you think, the Sensorites? Let me know over at chronicrift.com or on our Facebook page. So we're coming to the end of the first series of Doctor Who, and the TARDIS is once again going back in time to the French Revolution as the Reign of Terror begins. This is going to be interesting because my viewings of it in the past have always been the reconstructions, and I always thought the Reign of Terror was not one of the better ones done. So I actually found the plot a little hard to follow at times, with the pictures and the dialogue and who was who, especially the pictures, some of them being very grainy and such. So I'm really looking forward to this because now we at least have the missing episodes of this 6-parter animated by the BBC. I have the DVD release, so this will be interesting to watch for the first time. It's almost going to be like new Doctor Who for me. So until next time, folks, thank you so much for listening. Once again, take care, everybody.
Well, at least they know where they're going.
Implying I don't?
I didn't mean anything.
So you think I'm an incompetent old fool, do you?
Now, Doctor, I never said that.
Since you are so dissatisfied, my boy, you can get off the ship. And the very next place we stop, I shall take you off myself, and that is quite final. Carry on.